Guys, DriveX has some really impressive features. Some of them never even been seen in other mobile games. These features are top tier, and today we will count 15 of them. From hidden buttons to amazing attention to details you probably missed in this amazing crash simulator. So, buckle up, make sure you give the video a massive like, subscribe and turn on the bell icon to never miss out on my amazing mobile simulator gaming updates. So, without much ado, let's get into it. The first best feature here, guys, is the nodes and beams option, and in my previous video I told you the function of this feature. Nodes are those round mispoints that are coated with weight. The green lines connecting these mispoints are the beams. Together they are responsible for the vehicle's physics in game, for example collision, suspension, damage, etc. Here's an example of two nodes with weight simulation and connected by a beam from BeamNG Drive. Check out how the weight simulation here works. So, if you want to really get the details on how deformation, crash, damage and even balance works in DriveX, all you have to do is make sure this button is on. The second best feature here, guys, is the X-ray feature. This feature allows you to see the interior functionalities and mechanisms of a vehicle, for example suspension physics, and how they happen in real time or how the engine responds to acceleration. The X-ray button doesn't just show you the inner parts, but real-time clutch, brake, throttle and handbrake data and how they affect each of the four suspensions. The recent update of this game received a whole lot of physics fixes. The soft body physics in the game is a whole lot better, and although it seems to still be lacking something, there's no denying it is super fun now crashing different brands. I love the fact that you can now see actual parts of the vehicles flying away after a crash and damage. I would however love to see total glass shutter and even holes in some cases, for example when you crush on a rock or a sharp tree trunk. Grid map is where all the fun is for all you players who love physics and performing crash tests. In the grid map you get to test your vehicle on different surfaces from asphalt to dirt, mud, water, suspension, and crash test. Grid map is in some way like a large stage for you players to experiment and go absolutely wild with your ideas concerning the vehicle's physics. And I have a question here. Between a grid map and open world map, as in Utah, which one do you prefer? DriveX has a crazy slow-mo feature that's really impressive considering the fact that you can adjust the amount of the effect. I also like that the effect applies on the sound effect or audio as well, and you get this sort of really cool slow-mo sound. You can go all the way down or up depending on what you want. It is really amazing. Check this out, guys. Honan Studio recently added a replay feature, an in-game recorder, so that players can record their gameplays to watch it later. This feature comes handy for those players who weren't able to record their gameplays with external recorders which kept crushing. You can now enjoy watching recorded gameplays and share with your friends. To record your gameplay, simply navigate to the weather settings. Once there, adjust the camera height, angle and position, then press this record button. Dynamic weather is another amazing feature in this game that just elevates that gaming experience. If you're bored with the scorching sun of Utah, you can play around with dynamic weather, and the most amazing thing here, guys, is that this is by far the most detailed weather system in a mobile game. I mean, guys, check out how the rain simulation here works and how the rain interacts with the vehicle's body. This is another really cool physics that I really love in simulator games. Getting a realistic mud and dirt simulation on mobile games can be quite hard, especially mud, and I think Honan Studio deserves some appreciation here, guys. I mean, look at this mud physic. You can almost feel the stickiness of it with just a bare glance. I like the glossy look, adding to that sort of like reflection from the sun's light. I want you to take a closer look how they simulate the scenario of getting stuck. Check out the depth of the mud and how it gives way to the vehicle's weight and force. So, here's another button or setting some of you guys didn't know about. If you feel the game's user interface are too big and obstructive during your gameplay, there's a button to fix that. And to do that, simply navigate to the settings, and here you will see this additional settings button. Click on that and then you get this button to adjust the size of your game's user interface. Reduce it to the size you want, then resume and enjoy a clear and wider view. The other thing that's really spectacular about this game, guys, is that it has airbags being deployed when the vehicle is crashed. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but not all vehicles deploy airbags in the game, adding into that realism again. For example, with this classic, I haven't seen airbags being deployed, but I'm yet to try other classics and see if that applies to the classics. I mean, airbags were only added to vehicles in the late 1970s, right? So, in my previous video, I told you guys about anti-aliasing and anisotropic. And well, this is the first mobile game I've seen with these features. And like I told you, anti-aliasing is a graphic technique used to get rid of jaggies or aliasing. It's basically adding a controlled amount of blur. Anisotropic filtering, on the other hand, makes distant objects in games look sharper. So, if you have a good gaming device, try out on these settings to get sharper and crispy looking graphics. When set to ×4, anisotropic filtering collects for samples per pixel, the lowest unit in texture map. A value of ×16, taking 16 samples, provides the greatest benefit to textures viewed at the steepest angles. So try them only if you have 6 GB and 8 GB RAM device or more, and share your feedbacks. This game has a really cool sound design, guys. It is really easy for game developers to forget about sound design in a video game. I mean, we've seen so many big studios make this huge mistake, and although DriveX developers haven't yet added realistic engine sounds, there's utmost attention to details when it comes to sound design. I just want you to hear these sounds off driving through dirt, water, mud and rain sound effects. You will judge it yourself. DriveX was initially way too loud before the update. Reducing the audio from your phone messed up with the game's auditory experience, so in version 0.11 developers added an audio setting in-game to help players adjust the level to their desired amount. I'm pretty sure you guys know about the spawn feature. It comes in handy when your vehicle is completely damaged and you want it back as neat as new. So, if you want the same vehicle brand new, just click on the spawn icon. But note that this will take you back to the starting point. Here, check this out. Finally, the last best feature in this game is the Openable Doors, guys. To check out the Openable Doors, all you need is to click this icon that looks like an exclamation mark. Then the Openable Doors will be displayed with a glowing box and a hand icon. Tap these icons to explore them. This is a cool feature that comes in handy, especially when popping the hood to inspect the vehicle's engine. That will be all of the top 15 best features I had for you guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Again, give it a like and subscribe. I make such amazing mobile gaming content, and guys, I really want to know where my subscribers are from. Comment down below your country and flag. Thank you so much and stay tuned. Ciao.